Welcome to ZHL. This is the training piece that is one of the three most important things to Zillow. So the first thing that's important to Zillow here in the end of 2024 is Zillow Flex, Zillow Home Loans, and Zillow Home Loans. So those are the three things. It's actually one thing that's all important to Zillow, and a metric that we can track. We'll show you how to do that, and something that is very easy for us to implement, yet integral. If we're not doing it, then something that Zillow can take away the lead program, take away leads from individuals, and put people on pause. So we'll go through what the transfer process looks like. We will then talk about what the metric is. I'm going to do it all through this video. So there'll be no sound on the video, and I'll just kind of be narrating it as we move along. So I'll go ahead and jump into that. But essentially, the overarching ZHL deal is we want to send every Zillow lead that is looking for financing to Zillow Home Loans. We have Mike Mattel, and we have a great Zillow Home Loans team there for us. Brad has now joined us, and we'll be getting you their contact information. And it'll be great for you once you're done with this training to schedule a call with them, let them know that you've joined the Stout team, as they want to only work with our team. We're getting to a point to where they can have their whole business run through our organization, which is fantastic. That means we get concierge service. That means we're getting everything we need to equip our buyers with a quick pre-approval, which will lead to more closings and more deals for you. So here's the video. I'll go ahead and get that started. All right. So here we are. This is what working on Zillow Home Loans will look like first for the consumer. So this is something that we probably haven't experienced as real estate agents, what it looks like to the consumer. So when they come in on the app, this is what it's going to look like when they are wanting to get in contact with us. So you can see here that this checkbox is what they're wanting to pre-approval information from Zillow Home Loans. This comes pre-checked. So anyone who comes in with this is the metric that Zillow is holding us to. Now, like I said, this box, we're going to pretend like it doesn't exist on our end. We're going to send anyone who comes in through the Zillow app to Zillow Home Loans that's looking for financing. So this is just how Zillow's RESPA compliant. This is how they can gauge our metric and our engaged transfer rate. So everyone that comes in with this box checked on, Zillow wants to see 20% of those people having either a 90-second phone conversation or a soft pre-approval from our Zillow Home Loans officer. So that's what this checkbox means to us. Comes pre-checked for the consumer. This is that consumer page. So if they do have that, they'll come with this tag. This tag is also in Follow Up Boss, and we can make this transfer in Follow Up Boss also. So we can do it in two places. Right now, we'll show you how to do it in the Zillow Premier Agent app. So you can see here where we're going to transfer them to the Zillow Home Loans officer. And the best place to do this is kind of when your client knows, likes, and trusts you. You've worked into the buyer broker agreement, and you're making our three-pronged promise. Our promise to our buyers is we want to save you money on your purchase price. We want to save you money on your interest rate, and we want to save you money on your closing costs. People say, well, you're not a lender. How can you do that? The two last pieces are we can get you connected with Mike at ZHL, and he can do a rate beat policy. So Zillow Home Loans will beat any rate, and they'll save you closing costs by giving you a credit for your appraisal. And if there's a loan estimate from anyone that's already pre-approved, they'll just beat it or match it. So that means lower closing costs, lower interest rate, and excellent service. And you're obviously going to do a great job negotiating for them because you are their primary representation and in their corner. So that's the three promises. Remember, save money on purchase price, save money on interest rate, and save money on your closing costs. And so then we'll get them transferred over. That's how we do it. Once you hit that transfer button, all this information comes pre-filled out, excuse me. So it'll be their name, their phone number, their email. So just confirm that before you hit the transfer button. We'll want to choose California here for now. And then your preferred loan officer, we'll want to choose Mike Mattil. And when we do this, they will need to be in the showing home stage. So I'll take you back a little bit on the video. So here, when we see this buyer, it shows them an appointment set. We will need to move their stage, either a follow-up boss on the Zillow Premier Agent to showing homes, so that when we get to this page, we can choose our lender. If we're not in the showing home stage, then it'll be assigned to a random ZHL loan officer in the hopper, and it's a little harder for us to track that ETR. Next pro tip is to do what they're saying to do here. Put good notes in. That'll get transferred to Mike, and then he can start building his plan of action around your strategy for your buyers. Two choices: send an email or group text. I think the group text, like they say here, is the best way to go. That way you can continually check in with your client, and not only your client, but the lender. It's not our job for Zillow to get the loan. It's our job to give them the opportunity to win the client's business. So that's what this is all about here. So choose the text option. That'll give you more chance to make that connection. So once it's submitted, and don't just stop there. Be in contact with Mike, build that relationship. I don't know, some of you haven't been in the business very long, some of you have. For those of us who have been in the business a long time, a lender relationship is integral to getting pre-approved buyers. Treat Mike like he's your personal lender, like your favorite guy. If you do that, you can get more pre-approvals, and a pre-approved buyer is money in your pocket and one step closer to a successful transaction for your client. And that's the end goal. So go through the back end of the Premier Agent app. Once it's transferred, you'll see where they're at in the process of working with the Zillow Home Loans officer. You'll see who the Zillow Home Loans officer is, and you'll see what the history is of your progress in getting them connected. And then this is kind of what I've already gone over. When you hit the transfer contact button, it will give you a choice, and then you can select Mike Mattil from there. So always transfer to Mike. And then if we need to switch after that, we can switch to like Ben or Brad or whoever else we're wanting to use. Yes, so this is all a process to just keep on top of the status of your client's financing, one step closer to purchasing a property. These notes are super great. They're also shared on Follow Up Boss. So that way you can have an active note section with Mike, and you can add more and more and more to this. So it's always up to date. And again, this is that same page where you can always see the status of what your buyer's doing. And then this is the tag that'll show you of where exactly they're at in the progress. These are all live updates. This is a live update that goes not only to you and the buyer, but also to the listing agent. So they always know where the process, one less thing that you need to manage in a transaction. And this is another thing that goes to the listing agent and to you. So you'll always know where we're at in the process. And then this is what's huge. You can download the pre-approval letter from the app and soon from Follow Up Boss. What this means is you don't have to wait around for the pre-approval letter to submit an offer. So if it's after hours, we don't have to wait for the lender to draft up a new approval letter and get it over to us. We can go directly to it, and we'll know when it expires, and we know if it's live. So once they're pre-approved and we're submitting offers, we can get it directly from the app. That's huge. And then you can see it here. You can download, you can print it. It's all for your disposal there. So that's ZHL. Build that relationship with Mike. Become an expert on ZHL. You don't need to become an expert on loans or what programs are. We're going to get people connected to Mike and let them be the expert. So that's ZHL. If you do ZHL well, your lead volume can increase, your opportunity for transactions will increase. It's really going to maximize your involvement in this Zillow Flex platform. Do this well. We're measured on it. Remember, 20% engaged transfer rate is what the baseline is. We need that. If we're living there, we're living in harmony with Zillow. If we're dipping below that, we're having to paint a story and cover our tails, and that's not the way we want to do business. So I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video, and we'll continue to work this. I know it's going to be a lot of trial by fire. We're throwing you into this lead process. We're trying to get you trained up. We could never get to every scenario possible. So we're going to train by fire. Use me as a resource, use Frank, use Jeannie, and we'll continually get better at this together. So I'll see you in the next video, and there you go. See you then.